Good morning. Welcome to your daily dose of elephant wisdom for Friday, February 18th, 2022. Today we're going to take a look at Bitcoin, of course, and we're going to take a deeper look into Ethereum today. We haven't looked at that lately. It's showing a couple of interesting things. And we have another coin today that has broken down a little bit, in very much danger of going lower. We will take a look at that at the end of the video, but you probably want to stick around and check that out. So really living on the edge. But let's go ahead and start with Bitcoin here today. This is Bitcoin on the daily. And you can see it broke our favorite support, our golden lines here. We've established kind of a diamond formation. I've outlined it here with my white lines. It's this uptrend, resistance here, and a downtrend line here. So you can see that's kind of a bottom half of a diamond, or a triangle, I guess you would call it. But when it's symmetrical like that, I sort of go with diamond. Anyway, that's not a great sign there. You can see longer term, we have a couple of support levels. It would kind of be surprising at this point to me if we don't touch 38, if we don't get down into the lower 39s here at some point. There has been some decent, buying pressure here, but that's so short-lived. Let's kind of look a little bit more. Let's go all the way down to the hourly here. And you can see we're getting some nice volume here these last 3 hours. And it tried to establish support here around 40,500, and then kind of lost that, right? And now we're sort of cascading down again, and it's looking for a home. And you can see there's not a lot of safe space out here. You can see possibly here, 39.2. That could be a beginning of some support. You can see right around that area multiple times, 1, 2, 3 here. We're seeing something right above 39. So that's where I'm expecting it to go here short term. But we shall see. Again, this is hourly. Let's go back to the daily here quick. We're just going to check our levels. Again, you can see our OBV. We are back selling this is more of a weekly indicator here, as far as this kind of red trend line goes for the RSI, but we're right down against it on the weekly. But you can see we still have a lot of room to go. I mean, we're still at in the 40s right now with our RSI, and generally bottoms are called in the upper 20s minimum. So we could see that fall if we do see the price test 39. So, just a lot of obviously macro news around the world. It's just tough trading these days. So, if you're not sure what to do, it's always good to do nothing. Some of the best trades you make are the ones you don't make. Trying to force something here. So, if anything here, I'm short. But, I'm pretty much more or less waiting this out at the moment. Here's Ethereum on the daily. Just a couple minutes ago, I sort of drew this quick triangle, little ascending wedge here. And that's what we're sort of keeping an eye on now. We're testing the bottom of that. And who knows, it may or may not hold. But we talked yesterday about confluence, convergence. And we can see all of our indicators, 1, 2, 3 here, the white and the 2 reds here, which hopefully one day will be blue and green again. They're all pressing down right here. You see when we have a couple indicators at the same time, that's a very strong sort of position. Now we have the third one here. We have this sort of short-term resistance. So I think I mentioned yesterday or 2 days ago, check back on our videos if you haven't. It's just sort of a daily wrap up, or morning really. But I am expecting more at the end of the month, beginning of March, when we get closer to here on the wedge. that's generally when we're expecting a breakout, when we have about 20% of the wedge left. So that's what we're looking for. But kind of important structure right now with Ethereum. Again, our levels look similar to Bitcoin, right? We have our RSI in the 40s. OBV looks extremely similar. And if we flash back to Bitcoin here real quick, again, we can see, geez, I know I apologize for my lines, but the confluence of indicators, again, we see the 1, 2, 3 of the elephant trinity. We see some longer term resistance lines now. So all of this is going to be coming to a head here probably around that same time into the month, beginning of March. So I do expect kind of another dip, but I do think March, April, or at least April, I am looking for things to pick up a little bit. I suppose we need a little more certainty in the markets. There's a lot of concerning signs with the Dow and the S&P and NASDAQ. They're really overextended on a lot of tech stocks. So a lot of people are going into more materials now. So you're talking oil and lumber and things of that nature, gas, natural gas. That's where a lot of people are now fleeing for a little bit of protection, if possible. So we'll see how that plays out. All right, the coin we talked about earlier that is sort of on its death throes at the moment is none other than ADA, Cardano. So it just lost this morning the $1.02 level, which has been pretty important for it historically, at least back a year or so, which in crypto is pretty far. Anyway, you can see we have one more line here around the 92-cent mark, I believe. And that really needs to hold. If we can't hold 92 cents, there's not a lot of support here. There's a lot of black space. Probably already all the way down to the 50-cent mark. If we lose 92, 90, man, I mean, maybe a little bit here at 70, but not, nothing to write home about. But not until we get to the upper 40s, really, do we start seeing any base of support. So this is very concerning for Cardano members, that this needs to bounce. We can take a quick look at it on the hourly, see how it's doing a little bit more short term. It's trying to find some sort of bottom here, but at this point, I would expect it to get down into the lower 90s. You can see 94 here. For some reason, I thought 92 cents was what I had in my head. We'll go back daily. But very concerning. I am a longtime Cardano holder, staker, etc. So definitely been looking at that. But that is sort of the concerning coin to watch. You're really going to want to watch the $2 level and the 92 to 94 cent level. If it can't hold in that area, we're going to be looking at some black space right there. All right, that'll do it for today. Back to Bitcoin we go. One more Ethereum. Oh, one quick thing I wanted to mention. I was just sort of monkeying with this earlier with Ethereum. Is I was just taking sort of a longer look at what it's done here, and I sort of started around the $700 mark when it sort of really started to make its move up until its high, and I was just sort of interested in, where's that 50% trace, because it looks like it was close, and it looks like we were right. So the 50% there is the 2777 number, and you can see we're 2794 right now. So really, from our big move up to our big top, we are right at 50, which is pretty normal, right? That 50% retracement you're going to see in most things. And it's also not historically a horrible time to buy if you believe in the product, which most people believe in Ethereum. But again, we have the confluence of indicators converging here, and we will just sort of play it by ear. And probably trade the breakout of this triangle is what you'd like to do here. and we're still holding on to the bottom. But just wanted to point out we are almost right at the 50% mark of our kind of retracement from the big move up to our all-time highs. All right, that'll do it for today. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. We would love to work with you and your ideas. And if you have any coin ideas for us, please let us know, Twitter or right here. And we'd love to chart it out and to see what we can see. But thanks, and you guys have a great day. This is Mark signing off.